Welcome to Dial Up Digest.
Hey, about time you got here. You almost missed one of Lone Pine High's most ancient rituals. A cruel and grisly tradition that is not for the faint of heart or weak of bow.
Did you recognize that voice? If you said Frankie Muniz, you're right. Frankie Muniz was actually the leading voice actor in a Canadian animated series in the 2000s. The show is called Moville Mysteries and it aired in Canada, the US, and Latin America from 2002 to 2003. Moville Mysteries ran for a short-lived 2 seasons and a total of 26 episodes. The show follows the peculiar life of Mosley, aka Moville. The teenager attends Lone Pine High, a school where strange things happen pretty much every day. Mo's curiosity leads him and his pals Mimi and Hitch through adventures solving bizarre mysteries, the paranormal, and local urban legends. On the surface, to someone who isn't a fan, this show might just look like some odd series from the 2000s. But there was more to this show than meets the eye. Take Mo, for example. Mo was not only a character in the show, he was also the narrator. Throughout the show, he gives thoughtful commentary, breaking the fourth wall. It was like you were listening to a story from an old friend.
I know what you're thinking. Why stop at just one? We could create a million different universes. That means a million me's, a million you's, a million gizzards.
The writing of this show was so good that it was recognized through being nominated for a Canadian award in 2003. The category of the award was Best Writing in a Children's or Youth's Program or Series. The episode it was nominated for was called Big Toe, Big Evil. In that episode, Mo and his friends learned the unexpected backstory of their school's seemingly boring janitor.
You might not believe it to see me now, but I was a real go-getter back in my younger days.
The show was like a cross between Jacob Tutu and Freaky Stories. It had the sense of adventure and unpredictability of Jacob Tutu, yet the horror and oddities of Freaky Stories. I wasn't a big fan of the show growing up. I didn't like the character designs, and the color palette was a little too dreary for me. At the time, I just couldn't get into it. I've since watched a few episodes, and it's definitely not as bad as I remember. The comedy still holds up well, and the plot lines keep you hooked.
Aren't you Hannah Halston? Yes, I am. Don't you mean you used to be? I made you a fashion diva. You were fabulous. They worshipped you. But look at you now.
The show only lasted for 2 seasons, so maybe it wasn't that popular with other kids at the time either. However, on IMDb, the show has an overall rating of 7.7 out of 10, so it did gain a considerable amount of fans. After the show ended, it seemed to disappear into the vault of forgotten Canadian cartoons. In 2020, the Malcolm in the Middle star posted on Twitter if anyone remembered this obscure show. It seems his wife was a fan of the show since she apparently watched it every night. In 2021, Frankie and his wife Paige gave their newborn son the middle name Mosley. Maybe she was inspired by her husband's role as Mosley Moville. To conclude, as a Canadian who grew up in the 2000s, Moville Mysteries was one of those shows that I vaguely remember. But looking back, I can say that the show was better than I thought it was. It had interesting plots, and the overall writing of the show was really well done. While I wasn't a fan of the animation style, the show told creative stories and is great for anyone who loves solving a good mystery. Did you watch Moville Mysteries? If you did, what did you think of the show? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Until next time, my friends, dialing out.
Here's where it gets weird.